You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. This is the I did it already, everybody. This is the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Patricia, and I'm here with my husband, Jason. Today, we're going to talk about, the ecosystem approach and why we changed our name. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason, I have to ask the question, what's wrong with living lighter? You know, I got used to saying it on the radio, obviously.
I know. Well, we changed it, and it was not because it was
easier to say.
Yes,
no,
it's because it's harder to say. But
yes,
there's nothing wrong with living lighter.
Mm-hmm.
What we found was that there are similar names out there, and they all refer to some sort of lifestyle. You know, do yoga in the morning, do meditation,
losing weight,
and you'll feel better, you'll feel lighter, blah, 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 you know, these superficial energy techniques. And the ecosystem approach is so much more than that. Mm-hmm. And that's why we changed our name, because now we get to talk about why it's so much more.
Okay. Well, I thought that ecosystems were about the earth and ecology. What does it have to do with what we do?
When we talk about the Earth's ecosystem, the most important ecosystem is left out. It's you. You're the most important ecosystem. And we don't see human beings as ecosystems. We see, you know, forests and marshlands
and lakes and
lakes
and even mountain ranges.
You know, the Antarctica is an ecosystem.
Correct.
But we don't see ourselves as an ecosystem, and that's the most important one.
Okay. So you know, Jason, I know that that the world sees ecosystems as you were just talking about, but let's talk about why it's so important to see ourselves as ecosystems.
Well, first of all, when we look at ourselves as an ecosystem, there are two main parts of it that are left out all the time.
Okay.
And that is the energy and then our essence.
Oh, okay.
Now, energy usually refers to our emotions.
Sure.
You know, anger, hate, joy, happiness, all those things. But it's those energies are a big part of how we live our life and what happens. We don't go to war out of logic. You know, we don't have two computers trying to figure out, should we go to war, should we not go to war? We go to war out of emotion.
True.
We don't hurt each other out of logic. We hurt each other out of emotion.
Okay.
We don't hate and be racist and sexist and all those negative things out of logic.
Okay.
We do it out of emotion. And those are the energies that we're talking about. And then your essence, which is huge. You know, when we see human beings as machines, we, which is the way we do it now. I mean, this is so ironic to me because we're talking about having a green, climate change and creating more organic, sustainable ways of producing food and living in nature in ways that is productive.
Okay.
The problem is that when we go to ourselves, we treat ourselves like machines. We treat each other as machines where we program ourselves and others to do what we want without regard to any feelings.
Okay. So meaning things like force and seduction and trickery and, incentives. They're all parts of programming. Right.
You know, the Nike commercial that says, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's programming, you know, and I'm sure Nike is trying to be more sustainable and more green. But when we treat ourselves as humans like a machine, The hypocrisy is overwhelming. Here's the most important point.
Okay.
We made a discovery, Patricia and I, and this is at the center of the ecosystem approach, that almost everybody has 80% negative energy in their essence. And that negative energy, that 80% interferes with the function of our essence and makes us sick, whether it's physically, emotionally, and blocks all
kinds of things.
Well-being, happiness,
right.
All
success.
Those things. Yes.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
why we have an epidemic of depression.
Right.
That's why we have other epidemics like the coronavirus, which we'll talk about another time. But it's this negative energy is the root of all the problems that we have in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we're still treating ourselves like machines, which disregards completely that negative energy.
Okay, you have a story for us, and an explanation.
I've been saying this about the 80% for a long time, and people, it's like cognitive dissonance. That's a fancy word of saying they don't really understand it.
Okay.
They really don't understand it because we don't use our essence. So why, if it's got 80% or 20% or whatever,
to everybody else, it doesn't matter. Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
But the truth is, by the way, that's programming.
Yes.
The truth is, it does matter. I'm going to say that one more time. It does matter that we understand, not only individually but collectively, that the 80% negative energy creates toxic energy.
We've seen so many energy techniques out there.
Yes.
But they don't take into consideration the 80%. And most energy techniques out there are balancing techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you balance when you've got 80% of your essence with negative energy?
Well, I want 40% on one side and 40% on the other. Isn't that balance?
No, it's not balance at all. So here's the metaphor. And,
okay.
And hopefully this will make it more clear.
Okay.
Imagine a lake that's been polluted with an oil spill that is covered, that has 80% of it covered.
Okay.
Would you stock it with fish?
No.
Would you add native plants?
No.
Would you go fishing in it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Would you go swimming in it?
Ooh,
yeah. Would you even you put a boat in it?
No, I wouldn't.
And yet for us, for human beings walking around, we're trying to make the world a better place, to reduce poverty and hunger and murder and prejudice against each other and all these things. Yet we don't ever get to the root. Mm-hmm. We just use more programming methods to get rid of what's wrong. So if there's something wrong over here, we're going to program it the opposite over here, and that doesn't work because. And I guess this is the part that most people don't get.
Okay.
And I'm on a roll here. So I apologize. I'm just chattering.
Forgive him.
This
forgive him.
This is so important to me. I'm
okay.
so excited and so passionate about this topic. But what happens is that the reason the 80% is so important is because it has the key to resolving all these problems. See, if you could see your essence like we do as intuitives, you would know that human beings are not naturally racist or sexist.
Well, we're not born that way, that's for sure, but we are taught that from very, 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 very early ages.
It's some form of programming that seeps in.
Yes.
And that's why people that are older typically are more racist and prejudiced than people that are, kindergartners.
Correct. By all means. Yes.
And that's at 80%. That's at that little lake that's us is really polluted. So when we go to have a relationship, when we go to overcome a disease,
or try and make money,
try and just be happy, that low
healthy
level depression that's with most of us.
Exactly.
We don't do it in the right way because we try and use more programming to get rid of the negative effects of programming, and that doesn't work.
Yeah, it's and if you think of the oil on your lake, meaning you personally, if you're a lake, or can consider that as a
metaphor,
a metaphor. Thank you, Jason. If you can consider that there's all this toxic energy, and every time you try to do something, you are blocked or hit or have to go through the negative energy to get to where you want to go. First off, you're working way too hard. That's the first thing. But the second thing is that none of us need this toxic energy. And we've been collecting it for years and years and years and lifetimes and lifetimes.
One of the things that that we discovered was not only, it's not 80% exactly. It could be 78. It could be 82. It's not like it's an absolute hard metric. Okay. But one of the things we discovered that people that have achieved greatness or achieved our leaders, our heroes, they have the same 80%. It's not that they overcame the 80%. What they did is they worked around it. So if you look at all of our heroes, you see these great accomplishment in one sector of their life, but in this other sector, there's pain, whether it's dying too young, whether it's disease, whether it's
trying to have decent relationships.
Steve Jobs was considered a genius, but then he died so young. Yeah. I mean, it's just
of a very painful disease.
The great author who was an alcoholic.
Or Hemingway
and Van Gogh, who cut off his ear.
Right.
You see it. You go all the way back in history. You see it. You don't. We're designed as human beings to have it all.
Yes,
to be not only brilliant if we are. But be brilliant and have happy relationships
for him.
And have health and have all the other things.
Exactly. So, Jason, I just want people to understand that the ecosystem approach helps regenerate the lake. It helps remove the oil. It helps with it. When we do that, when we regenerate the lake and remove the oil, I'm going to go real simple here. We actually have the ability to change our perspective so we can see a 360 view around all of our problems.
It's where human potential is truly limited.
So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Humans are ecosystems made up of energy and essence, with 80% of it covered up, and that's the negative part.
Okay.
Our programming culture sees human beings as machines and is very toxic to our ecosystem. That negative energy in our essence causes problems with health, relationships, money, well-being.
Okay.
And the ecosystem approach helps you regenerate and restore your ecosystem for maximum human potential.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about the age of Aquarius and why it is so relevant to the ecosystem approach. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Miss any shows during the week? Don't worry, we've got you covered. With the free Transformation Talk Radio app, you'll have access to all of the past week's shows in the palm of your hand. Yeah! Tune in to Transformation Talk Radio anywhere you go with our free app for any of your devices. Check out our app in the App Store and Google Play Store today.
For stimulating conversation and keys that will change your life, tune in to Dynamic Destiny with Coach Pete every first and third Wednesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Join Pete to get clarity for your calling and practical wisdom for results. For more about Coach Pete, visit PeteCoaching.com. That's PETE Coaching.com.
Is traditional medicine not working for you? Do you still feel as if your health isn't 100%? Here at the Holistic Medical Center, Dr. Nushin Darvish and the qualified staff look through the dimensions of wellness and start a healing plan prioritized to your needs. Our physicians assess the whole you until complete health is achieved. Get the help you need by visiting drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Have you ever heard of the 90-10 rule? It goes like this. 90% of the time, no one is thinking of you. 90% of the time, everyone's thinking about themselves. And if you think of it like that, it takes the weight off because now you're not being judged. I'm Megan Edge. I'd love for you to join me on Playing on the Edge Radio, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Radio FM.
We remember a time when you could simply form a thought and it would manifest. The harmony was forgotten, but it is returning now. The Power of Inspiration and Awakening Radio with Juliet Griffin on TransformationTalkRadio.com each second and fourth Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll take you on adventures through the heart and spirit, exploring who we once were. This intuitive healer studied under the guidance of wolves, learning from their wisdom to master a higher frequency for a new state of mind. Visit OneTrueSelf.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about the age of Aquarius and why it's so relevant to the ecosystem approach. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay. So we've been talking a lot about the age of Aquarius, and many people have said to both Jason and I, well, isn't that song that the Fifth Dimension did way back in the 70s, I think it was? You know, Jason, can you review what really is the age of Aquarius?
Well, it is a song too, and I love that song incidentally, and I love the Fifth Dimension, but this isn't what the age of Aquarius is. It's an astrology age that reflects an energy on Earth that lasts 2,100 years. There's some sort of controversy about when it starts, that sort of thing. It doesn't really matter for our talking purposes.
Okay.
But even the energy in itself doesn't ensure specific changes, but it just creates conditions for those change. It's sort of like it's the same principle with the full moon. Not everyone
is affected.
It goes crazy,
or howls, or
exactly does weird things. But some people do. It affects some people, But that's a more negative thing. What I'm excited about with the age of Aquarius is that it creates condition for true democracy and individual freedom.
Okay,
and independence from authority of all kinds.
Okay, let me make that simply. The way I understand it. Am I correct? The age of Aquarius means that we have the ability to change our perspective on how we see life or how we see things and even how we do things. But the most important in all of that, in that change, is that we change so we can stand, so we can be in our own personal power.
Well, it creates the opening for change.
Oh.
But whether you choose that change or not is up to you.
Well, wait a minute. And how do you do that, Jason?
With the ecosystem approach.
I couldn't resist everyone.
So what is it about that change?
Okay.
What the ecosystem approach does, and it works on the inside. It's not an external change that happens. When Patricia started doing the ecosystem approach, when we first got together, people would say to her, what have you done with yourself?
Right.
But it's not something that you change on the outside. It's something you change on the inside.
But what we can say is that what happened to me, we've seen happen to many people. But what happens is that the energy quote that we're wearing changes. The energy that we're using changes. Excuse me.
And the strength and independence that we feel as a human being comes forward.
It's amazing.
See, here's the other way to really understand the ecosystem approach. You have to see it in contrast with our programming culture.
Mm-hmm.
And in our programming culture, there's never any real freedom or free will.
Yeah.
So you become dependent on best practices, conventional wisdom, and the frame for all those that expertise is invisible.
Oh.
So when we say, well, how do I do this? Well, here's 3 ways to do that. That takes away your independence. Now, many of you out there say, well, you can't tell me what to do. And you have a independent affect, or you act like you're
independent.
Yes, but you still act according to the education and observation of programming of your parents and friends.
Okay.
Most people, the idea that expression, thinking outside of the box, we're inside the box all the time. Programming keeps us inside that box. and it really affects your free will and your ability to truly be independent.
Okay, so the part of you that acts according to free will, Jason, is
your essence.
Yes.
And if it's covered, plugged, sick, or dysfunctional,
or has an oil spill on top of it,
yes, it interferes with that independence.
Mm-hmm.
And without operating properly, free will is reduced a huge amount.
Right.
Now, it's not black and white. It's not like you have to get rid of all that 80% before you can have any sort of independence. The truth is, every single time you start removing some of that
negative energy, that toxic spill,
you start to have more freedom within yourself,
and freedom and clarity and awareness and understanding
yes.
of not only who you are, but what it is you want and how to get up and go get it.
See, here's the problem with programming. Mm-hmm. Programming says, just do it. Doesn't matter how you feel.
Yeah.
Just do it. You want to lose weight? Well, this is what you eat. You want to have more money? Follow this program. You want to
have good relationships?
Do this, and this.
Right.
That doesn't work. I'm sorry. I feel like the that fairy tale where the king has no clothes, and I'm a little kid and say the king's naked.
Yeah.
To us, it's very, very obvious.
Right.
But we've been so programmed that we can't even conceive of any other way of thinking. Here's a great example.
Okay.
We had a client one time, a long time ago, who we were working with her, and she had a husband who would make these grand speeches on the holidays about
how great their relationship was,
how much he loved her, how much their family was important, and how we take care of each other. We family is everything, et cetera, et cetera. But she confessed to us that she didn't feel loved by him at all. She felt like it was empty.
Yes.
And we helped remove a lot of the blocks that she had. And finally she said, I can't do this anymore. I want to leave him and just at least have the possibility of being loved in my life.
Right.
But when she made that decision from free will, he couldn't conceive that was happening. He felt that it was our fault, that we were programming her in a way that was negative and contrary to his programming of her, that they had a great relationship no matter what the reality it was of the situation.
Exactly. And by the way, I know that there are so many people out there that deal with that all the time. And remember something, that the ecosystem approach, or I should say, the ecosystem approach doesn't program you at all. What it does is it uncovers all of the toxic and the negative stuff, so you can have clarity, so you can see who and what is
on
in
your own.
In your best
interest. It's not
interest.
for us to tell you; it's for you to uncover for yourself.
Exactly.
Here's programming. The masses encourages strong leaders who tend toward dictator and strongmen.
Gee, we're not talking about politics today, Jason.
Oh my gosh! We see it. Well, we don't just see it in politics. We see it in big corporations and everything.
Exactly.
That's why the CEOs make this huge amount of money, and the people underneath them don't.
Yes.
Is because we're so programmed, we can't operate unless someone tells us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're in a big corporation, they're programming you all the time about your culture and how you're supposed to act.
Right. But they also program you that don't question the rules or the boss.
Exactly. Remember IBM in the white shirt? That dates me, but IBM, that was their program. Everybody had to wear white shirts. Anyways.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So, but the ecosystem approach, what it does, it creates flatter organizations because individuals have more insight, power, the ability to act on their own, and it becomes more democratic, and organizations become more democratic, and teams become stronger.
Well, and then the creativity that is used to develop something is astonishing.
Exactly. That's where creativity comes from. It's not from programming.
No,
it's the opposite.
Yes.
It's from your essence. That's where the true source of creativity
and that brings me to this point. The thing I know that the ecosystem approach has done for me, it has helped me remove myself from the hurts of which is programming of programming, and the creativity and the objectivity have been so amazing for everything in my life. It's not just one thing.
she always wanted to do artistic things like sing, dance,
Oh, yeah.
draw. And, because of her programming, it's like, oh, I can't do that.
Oh,
Yeah, when I met her, she was doing purchasing. Oh, shoot me. Anyways, so and me too. Same thing. So,
Good one.
all forms of programming hurts self-improvement.
Absolutely.
It hurts all types of relationship. It interferes with the satisfying pursuit of money.
Exactly.
And the general happiness and well-being of any type of healing.
Well, and I just want to say, this is the ecosystem approach does take time, okay? But it also enables you to see for yourself what and who and why is in your best interest, and how you can incorporate that into your life that you already have. It's amazing.
Most people have this problem solution approach
Yes.
to life, where you have a problem, you look for a solution.
Right.
But that's programming.
Yeah.
If you were to uncover your essence, you wouldn't have a problem solution. You say, okay, what do I do, essence? And your essence knows.
Your essence does. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
The ecosystem approach is about empowerment of the individual, which is represented by the age of Aquarius. Programming is directly in conflict with free will and personal independence. Programming hurts personal development, health, success, money, well-being, almost everything, relationships, and the ecosystem approach overcomes the negative effects of programming and the bad results of that programming.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about the benefits of the ecosystem approach for you personally and how it can change your life. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to awaken to your divine and true potential? Tune in to A Spirited Exchange Radio with me, Carrie Kadambi, every second and fourth Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. We discuss the evolution of the modern mind and how the power of awakening, healing, and connecting allows us to step into living a life of love in action. For more information about me, visit thedivineguidancegift.com.
It's time to shake out your money-making truth on Soul Wisdom Abundance with Jennifer Bloom, creating wealth from spiritual health on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show is more than your roadmap to success. It's your compass to abundance through joy and ease. Jennifer Bloom teaches you about the soul's relationship to money and wealth and how improving that relationship serves both you and the world. Learn more at JenniferBloom.com.
Are you ready to transform your life and embrace magical experiences? Talking to Tanis with your host Tanis McCrae is here to help you find your joy in life. Tune in live every first and third Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Let's awaken your experience and create the change necessary to take back your right to choose who you are. For more about Tanis, visit TalkingToTanis.com.
Stuck in a roundabout of dysfunction? Learn how to speak your truth to power with host Dr. Kathy Obear. Create real change with smart tools and smart strategies. No frills, no fluff, just life-changing conversations to help get you where you want to be. Extend your reach and become an agent for real change with Kathy Obear. For more information on Kathy and her work, please visit drkathyobear.com. That's drkathyobear.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
We're going to talk about the benefits of the ecosystem approach for you personally and how it can change your life. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. I understand that humans are better described as ecosystems, but how is that important to me or others personally?
Okay. Here are some of the traits or abilities that are missing or diminished when you program yourself and you're not using your essence, but using programming instead of your essence.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you have some of these abilities, we're going to talk about them in just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
If you use the ecosystem approach, they can be improved 10 to 100 times or more by working, by removing this negative energy and accessing your essence all the time. So let's just kind of talk about some of them that are part of your essence, because we don't know this. It's not commonly understood. Our essence, most people don't understand that we have an essence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they use romantic terms like my soulmate or my soul purpose, but they don't know much past that.
Right.
You know, so here's the first one.
Okay.
Problem solver.
Okay.
Your essence is designed to solve problems in a creative way all the time, whether it's major or minor problems, in the way that's best for you.
Okay.
And that's the key there. It's not just, you know, what do you do when you get a flat tire? It's what do you do when you get a flat tire? Like for me, I might change it. For Patricia, she'd problem solve by saying, who can I get to come and change it for me?
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so problems are always unique to the individual. So the next one is relationship coach.
Okay.
So many people have chosen relationships that aren't good for you, whether they're friends, lovers, mates,
even jobs.
And jobs. And then the relationship coach helps you resolve relationship problems as they present themselves.
Well, you know what? Let's back up and remind everyone. What we're talking about is when you use the ecosystem approach.
And your essence.
Which
is what the ecosystem approach teaches you how to do.
Exactly. You're the one that can help be the problem solver. You're the one that can be the relationship coach.
We believe that if we have a relationship problem, we have to go to a therapist. And to all your therapists out there, I'm not saying that your job is becoming obsolete. I'm saying that the reason people go to you is because they're used to being programmed.
Yes.
So when they go to a therapist, they're asking someone else to tell them what to do.
Right.
And I realize therapy, you're not supposed to tell them what to do, but you know, help them figure it out on their own. Well,
exactly.
If you remove the negative energy, everybody could figure it out on their own.
Exactly. You know, I just have to say about this next one. This is Jason's favorite one. And you should see his face is not a happy camper when somebody says, well, I need to be motivated.
Oh my gosh. Your essence provides authentic, real, sustainable, unlimited motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to motivate you to do something you really don't want to do.
Right.
And people, you know, we see this with weight control, weight loss.
A lot.
I need to be motivated. Well, there's probably something in your life that keeps you from wanting to feel good about yourself.
Or more than one thing in your life that keeps you from wanting to feel good about yourself.
And that's what you have to address with the ecosystem approach. And when you do, you naturally want to feel healthy. You naturally want to feel like you have a normal weight and be full of energy every day.
Right, exactly. So the next one is what?
Success coach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. How many Tony Robbins seminars and other have people gone to and spent billions of dollars? She's laughing at me. To have someone say, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Well, your essence is the one that can help you with that in the best possible way. And it uniquely knows how to help you personally.
Exactly. Well, you know, so, and then there's also the healer, a doctor, a nurse. You know, we can always know what's wrong with us if we use the ecosystem approach. Now, we don't exactly have the expertise that the machines and so forth that modern science has really been amazing with. And by the way, I'm not saying don't go to a doctor, not at all, but understand that we know that all diseases, all things that stop us from doing things are because of negative energy.
If you had a disease or a condition you have decisions to make.
Yes, you do.
You know, the doctors may say, we could do this or we could do this. Well, which is best for you? That healer nurse that's on the inside knows.
Right.
You know, should I do it this way or should I do it that way? That healer nurse knows
exactly
what to do. And it knows exactly what to do for you personally, because what may be good for me may not be good for Patricia, and so on. And that's where the traditional medicine is. They're starting to come around now in a really slow way, but they're trying to make it more exacting to your DNA.
Right.
But there's better ways of doing that, and that's the ecosystem approach.
Okay, and so then the next one is intuitive.
Oh my gosh, you know, your intuition, everybody has intuition.
Everybody.
And your intuition helps you see problems, difficulties, and people with bad motives right away.
Right.
But here's the thing. You can develop your intuition, and your intuition naturally comes about when you use the ecosystem approach.
Well, and I want to jump in and say, I was, of course, we've said it more than once, I was born with higher than average intuition, and yet I always thought that was all there was, and that's all there could be. And the bottom line is since I started using the ecosystem approach, OMG, I have my intuition explodes all the time, and I see things and know things that is amazing. I'll say it that way.
You know, and we don't know that our intuition is a great problem solver. It helps with difficulties. It helps with people, bad motives. You know, it's helping see people that have bad motives. You know, we are amazed at how we use our intuition on a daily basis today.
Yes.
So, guru, oh my gosh. You know, we're supposed to be our own guru. For any of you that have gone 1,000 miles and climbed a mountain and spent lots of money to go talk to a guru about the meaning of life for you, you wasted your money because you could have just, excuse me, I tend to be blunt, but you could have just uncovered your essence.
Sorry about that.
And it would have all those answers inside of you already.
Yes.
Friend, confident. There's so many people that are lonely. They feel isolated, alone, even in a big group. They feel like no one cares about them.
Right.
That feeling of being cared for is always on the inside. Your essence has that feeling, and it's solid. It feels strong. So whether you're in solitary confinement for 3 months, or you're just in a group all the time, but you feel isolated and alone, that's the place that you can change.
So, and I just want to make a really, 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 really bold statement. And the next one is lie detector. Had the United States been using the ecosystem approach, we would not be in the political disaster that we are right now. And because they would have seen, hands down, the negative energy that surrounds who is supposed to be the most predominant person in the world.
When we choose our leaders, we would absolutely know who's feeding us a line and who's not.
Yes.
Who's telling the truth and who's not.
And by the way, I screamed at anybody way back 4 years ago if they were thinking about voting for.
But it doesn't even matter about politics. It could be matter at the guy at the corner store that says, "Trust me."
Yes.
I'll do this for you. And
exactly.
You'll know if he's telling the truth or if he's not.
Okay.
And here's the most important one. I think it's the most fun one.
Okay.
Be your own magician. When you start to access energy and use it for yourself in an empowering way, it's almost like you have magic.
Oh, it's amazing because you don't make the same mistakes.
Exactly.
You can see the liar coming 10 feet down the road. It's amazing. So, Jason, you got a summary going on here.
Yeah. So for all of our clients that we've had for 5, 10, 15 years, we have a lot of clients that we've worked on for a long, long time.
Right.
We can see these traits, that they've developed these traits and abilities way above and beyond others. And it's amazing. It's amazing to watch.
We can see the changes happening.
Yes, exactly.
It's amazing. You're absolutely right. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Programming suppresses many of the best traits of your essence. Even when you currently have some of those traits, using the ecosystem approach can greatly increase those benefits.
Okay.
It's never black and white about the removal of negative energy. Any of it can be helpful. Right. But we're going to do that in the next segment.
Okay.
The ecosystem approach has depth and you can start easily, but it'll show you a path that will carry you for the rest of your life. It has that much depth to it.
Okay, so Jason, tell those who don't know, and even remind everyone who does know, how we do energy work.
Basically, you can sit in any position you want, in your mind's eye, in your imagination. When we say to eliminate veils and illusions or specific emotions, gather those things up, blow them into a trash can. That can be an imaginary trash can that you use in your mind's eye, or an actual trash can.
Okay.
And then take a gentle breath. It's that simple. And then go on to the next emotion.
Okay. And then at the end of that, we're going to activate life force energy, which is the most powerful energy that anyone has access to. And what we're going to do is we're going to call upon it. We're going to ask for it to come in through the top of our head, go all the way down our torso and our arms and our legs. We're going to stop it at the tips of our toes. We're going to turn it around. We're going to blow out any negative energy that's left over and then move on. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to do some clearings to get you started with the ecosystem approach. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Yeah, yippee skippy to that, baby. We're not done yet. Some of us are out here to educate and inspire. This year, 2020, is the year we gotta show me the money in the cash flow. I'm Dr. Pat. This is the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By.
Visit thedrpatshow.com.
Raising the vibrations through stimulating conversations while exploring the mysteries of Atlantis and Lemuria on Tales from the Merworld Radio with me, Amira Beth. Join us every second and fourth Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Be ready to feel empowered and an active part of the changing earth. For more information about me, visit AmiraBeth.com.
It's time to shake out your money-making truth on Soul Wisdom Abundance with Jennifer Bloom, creating wealth from spiritual health on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show is more than your roadmap to success. It's your compass to abundance through joy and ease. Jennifer Bloom teaches you about the soul's relationship to money and wealth, and how improving that relationship serves both you and the world. Learn more at JenniferBloom.com.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to get you started using the ecosystem approach. So, Jason, you ready?
Here we go.
All right.
I direct all my resources and all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that my individual essence is polluted with 80% negative energy. So gather up those veils and illusions, gather them all in your body, and blow them into that imaginary trash can.
And to eliminate the illusion so I can see that this negative energy is made up of negative feelings and traumas and memories. Take a breath. By the way, I don't need them. Blow it out.
and to eliminate the hurts, pain, anger that I have from disappointment, betrayal, and abuse all my life. So gather up those hurts, pain, and anger and blow them into the trash can.
And disappointment.
Yes.
Blow it out. And to eliminate my impatience that comes from programming to just get it done. I release and let go my neediness to have everything immediately. Starting right now, I release and let go of that. Take a breath and blow it out.
And to eliminate any anger and frustration I have about having to go back and heal my essence.
Take a breath.
We've taken these big shortcuts by doing programming, which says just ignore all that and we've been doing that for generations. So it's been building up and building up.
And you know what? Take another breath on that one and blow it out. And to eliminate any bitterness and frustration and hate I have living in a programmed world and a programmed environment. Take a breath. Blow it out.
And to eliminate the guilt and shame about so many things in my life. Gather up that guilt and shame and blow it into the trash can.
You know, I'm going to stop and say this. Every time I do use the ecosystem approach and do clearing, I have to tell you, never has it failed me in feeling better even right then. It's amazing. So, and to eliminate the pain and the hurt and the numbness that is negative energy in my essence. Take a breath. Blow it out.
And I want to say that if you don't feel a difference right away, just clear numbness.
Yeah.
It
and that's okay too.
Yeah, because people say, well, I must be doing it wrong. I don't feel anything. Well, we've been programmed not to feel anything.
Exactly.
So that's why.
Exactly.
And to eliminate the bitterness and frustration and hate I have about myself.
There's a big one. Up. By the way, that's programming. Blow it out.
And to eliminate the barrier so I can have hope to continue to clear myself for self-love for the rest of my life.
I love that one.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. And blow it out. Jason, I'm ready to activate Life Force. What about you?
Let's do it.
All right. Follow me. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate Life Force so I can use Life Force energy for all that I need, want, desire, and deserve. And that includes clarity, awareness, and objectivity right now. Breathe. And blow it out.
And to activate Life Force so I can trust that taking an energy approach to all my problems and challenges is always the best approach.
For me.
Yes, take a breath.
Pull it in through the top of your head. Let it go all the way down your torso and your arms and your to the tips of your toes. Stop it, turn it around, and blow out any negative energies that are keeping you from trusting yourself. Take a breath and blow it out.
And to activate Life Force so I can see my potential in the world becomes unlimited with the ecosystem approach.
Yes. Take a breath. Top of your head, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Blow out any negative energy that's blocking you from being a better you. Take a breath. Blow it out. And to activate Life Force so I can have happiness and hope, creativity, be healthy and strong and peaceful, have harmony in my life, and enjoy who I am. Don't forget being able to love myself, love others, and laughter and fun starting right now. Take a breath. Let all that come in through the top of your head. Let it go all the way to the tips of your toes. Turn it around and blow out any negative energy that's left over. So, Jason, What are we going to talk about next week?
Well, next week is part 1 of a 4-part series about small business and entrepreneurship.
Interesting.
And it is interesting because we have a revolutionary way to see business, especially small business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even if you're not, you don't have your own small business, but you're a professional, your career is your small business.
Correct.
And I think you'll find this very, very interesting. It's an approach that you've never heard before. You're probably not going to hear it a lot, and this can really, really change things for you in ways that is way outside the bounds of conventional wisdom, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, and I just want to say one thing, that even if you're, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all. If you're a stay-at-home mom, believe it or not, this next show, these next 4 shows is a really good thing for you because you're doing business all over the place in so many different ways.
The metaphor is you're the CEO of the family.
Exactly.
And your kids are report to you. And
wait a minute. And so does possibly your spouse.
And so this is the same approaches apply. And you'll find this very, very helpful.
Okay. So Jason, how can I get more information and real support from the ecosystem approach?
Okay. Here's how you do it. It's very simple. The first part is listen to our show every week and do the clearing at the end. Mm-hmm. On the 4th segment, we always do clearings. It will help you. Clearing is cumulative. Okay. So you do a little bit today. Next week, you do some more. Next week, you do some more. It will start to help. And we've had people say, oh, now I get it. It's taken me, I didn't really understand what you're saying, but all of a sudden I get it.
Right.
That's from the clearing. It's not from some sort of intellectual process, sort of processing.
Right. Because what we do is we remove negative energy that keeps you from being able to connect with your essence.
Exactly. So our show is every week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time and 4 p.m. Eastern time. Mm-hmm. And if you can't listen at that time, it's recorded. And if you go to our new website, we have a new website. It's theecosystemapproach.org, all one word.
Okay.
And sign up for our free section. In our free section, you have access to all of our current shows and previous shows.
Okay.
We have over 100, and you can listen there for free.
You can also download the clearings at the end. Correct, Jason? Can you do that? Can they download the show and do the clearings each week? Oh, that's on the newsletter.
I tell her she should never use computer terms. She always says
ask me to cook something, everybody.
Well, the truth is you can download the show on your device and listen to it over and over and over again.
Correct.
You have to sign into our free section on our website to be able to do that. And that's great. It's free. Don't worry about it. And we never sell our names and addresses. So don't worry about that. So that's the first thing, is listen to our show every week. Second, sign up for a newsletter. And our newsletter is a written form of the clearings.
I get it now.
You see the clearings written out, and you get them every week, and they'll come on your phone or whatever device you use. Mm-hmm. And you can do clearing every single day, which we strongly recommend because, again, it's cumulative. Mm-hmm. And the newsletter is completely free, and we don't sell that list. We don't sell any of our lists.
Okay.
So, and in the newsletter, there's always a backstory from our topics, and it's usually a personal story about me or Patricia. Mm-hmm. I love writing about Patricia more than writing about myself, but whatever, you get the backstory, and it's usually a personal story about how we're using the ecosystem approach. And then the last thing is to go to our webpage. We have a new webpage also on Facebook, which is theecosystemapproach.org. Okay. Again, one word, theecosystemapproach.org. And it's on, if you go there and like us, leave a comment. We always preview the next show on our Facebook page every week. And we're going to add more content for that going forward. But then if you like us, you'll be part of that content.
Love that. So we'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio. You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Join us and be part of the healing for the ecosystems of the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.